Hello, amazing Taurus. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm here for your July 2021 reading, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I love Taurians. I've got Taurians in my family. My daughter is a Taurus, and I am just a huge lover of our Taurus community. I'm a fan, and I feel really good at being here with you today. I've tuned in to Taurus energy prior to pressing record, and I'm going to express sort of those feelings I had for you guys. And then as we get into the conversation, I will pull one card just to layer that. And then towards the end of the video, I'll pull one card that focuses on relationship. But the feeling that I had for Taurus throughout July was moving to your own rhythm. And it feels like throughout July, you have got a lot of opportunity coming, which is fantastic. This is what you wanted. It's going to create massive feelings of aliveness in you, and you're going to have so much that you can cherry pick from in life. You know, this isn't about just taking what's on offer. You're going to have a lot that you can choose from, and I feel like you're going to get that, you're going to feel that, and it's going to seem like, whoa, where did all these options come from, and these ideas for myself, there's so much to choose from. And it feels like to me Taurus are incredibly encouraged to move at your own rhythm. The rest of the world is moving quite quickly in July, and you might notice this. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of change energetically. There's a lot of moving forward. And even as I've done the other videos for the other star signs, I would tell you now there's a lot of movement in July. And I feel like Taurus is also moving forward, but what it looks like for you is different from the other people. And you may feel the pressure to keep up. You may feel like you're being rushed to make decisions, or that because everyone else is moving forward quite quickly, maybe that's what you should be doing. But it feels like the way that Taurus is being encouraged to move forward is by going at a rhythm that feels right for you. Yes, you're moving forward, but for it to be pleasurable for you, to feel comforted and safe and excited and connected, it maybe isn't about charging forwards, but taking one step at a time. And it's almost like that is so Taurus, because you guys are very sensory. And I feel like this is about you taking the pleasure of every bite. Like, you know, when you get a meal, and let's say you've actually got a buffet here, because there are so many options and there's all this beautiful food, it's a feast, and you get to enjoy each bite, but also it's through the sampling of each bite that you are able to discern what you like the taste of. And I feel like if we rushed that and you were just encouraged to get through the food as fast as possible, you wouldn't notice that which you really enjoyed, nor would you notice that which made your stomach sick, because there was just too much happening at once. And so by taking it at a slower rhythm, and this isn't a slow rhythm, this isn't a I don't feel like I'm moving forward rhythm. It is literally taking everything one step at a time so that you can digest your experiences. And I feel like it's in the slowing down that you're going to feel more empowered, because you're going to feel like you're making decisions and you're choosing the next step. You're not being thrust into things, and you're not having to keep up and be swept along with just anything, because you just take anything. And so I don't want to lose out. I don't want to miss out. So I'm just going to allow myself to be dragged along by this. That's not what this is anymore. This is you knowing that you can take your time to feel what feels good to you, because you have been on a huge journey this last year, and you are more empowered. You are feeling a stronger sense of self. You are feeling these higher standards for yourself. And I feel like taking things at a slower pace is actually going to allow you to honor your becoming and honor those standards. And I do feel as well, it's going to give you the opportunity to see who is right for you. And this feels very much like people, because here's the thing, it popped in my head when I was doing your reading, Taurus, about when I was a teenager. People used to say, like, so if you decide at some point to go out into the world and lose your virginity, right, you're going to share your body in this really important big way. If the person you're doing that with makes you feel under pressure and makes you feel forced and doesn't accept your no, and doesn't accept your readiness and doesn't accept your consent, then that person is not for you. They are not worthy enough of your specialness. And that's the message that we were taught growing up. We were taught that from numerous sources, that if you were going to share yourself and it's at your own readiness, if somebody rejects your readiness and rejects where you're at, they are not the one for you. And this feels like actually kind of reflective of where Taurus is at, right? If by slowing down, and I'm not saying bringing things to a stop, just by giving yourself time to think of things, if it's irritating other people and you feel them putting the pressure on, and you feel that other people are saying, I need a decision now, I don't understand why you have to think about this, I want you to do what I'm asking you to do, and I actually don't want you to have time to think about this, you should know immediately, and if you don't, that means you don't care enough about it, and you don't care about me, and I think these are your signs that these are people that you actually, they don't come to these high standards of becoming that you've got. And it's in the slowing down that's actually going to make itself really obvious. And I feel like because some of the Taurians watching this have been through some difficult times, you've been disappointed, you've been betrayed, you've been deceived. And this could be in many areas. This could be through family. This could be through, romantic relationship. This could be at work. You have experienced some very difficult things, which doesn't make it always easy to have immediate trust in that which you are engaging with. Now, that's absolutely natural, okay? That's not because you're so wounded and unhealed. It's that's the human experience. I was listening to a podcast this week with Glennon Doyle, and or last week even, and it was about infidelity, and they were discussing how when you've had betrayal, it goes into your bones. It goes into your bones. And so actually it does take time. We're not 18 anymore. And I feel like for some of the Taurians watching this, being able to gauge whether you're safe in this place, whether it is reflective of your values and your morals, whether you are able to share the intimacy of your emotions, of your ideas, of your creativity, of your feelings. By slowing it down, you're going to really be able to gauge people's reactions. If they're okay with that and they support it and they get it and they say there is no pressure on you, you have time, those are your people. And it's going to, over time, really be this healing force that allows you to feel safe in the world. And I feel like Taurus really does need to feel safe in the world. So Taurus does need that. You need to feel safe in your worlds, because the world isn't always as friendly as we want it to be. And I feel like by slowing things down, you're actually giving yourself permission to find out if you're safe and whether this is an environment you want to share yourself in. And that does apply to work. It does apply to family. It does apply to relationship. It's saying, I am deeply emotional. I am sensitive and all feeling because I am so brilliantly human. And I don't want to go out there and pretend I'm not. So I need to take my time discerning whether this environment is the right one for me. And I'm allowed to take my time. I'm allowed to feel my way through this. And that means it's not a 1-second decision. I might need an hour. I might need a day. I might need a week. I might need a month. And that's okay. It's okay I need that. It doesn't mean that I'm holding myself back. It doesn't mean I've got all these walls. It doesn't mean that I'm going to miss out. It honors the way that I experience life and the way that I make decisions. And that's a great thing for me. And this is a really big thing for Taurus throughout July, is being able to sample that which is on offer. And there will be sampling. Let me just say that, Taurus, there will be sampling. You have got new experiences that you will get to sample and taste test and see how delicious it is or not. Like you will have multiple experiences on offer. And you will be encouraged to process that in a way that honors your own becoming, so that you feel more secure in your decision making and you feel safe in sharing this beautifulness that you now know is inside of you. And so it's an interesting month, really, right? It's an interesting month because, yes, there are new experiences on the cards. Yes, you're going out into the world. Yes, you're moving forward. But there's also all this intricate, beautiful, delicate transformation happening inside of you that is giving you the power to actually go out and do this. That is giving you what you need to be able to experience life more fully. And that feels quite big and powerful to me. So, I will pull a card to layer that conversation. The Lovers. It does have a theme this month on people. It does feel very people orientated around you. Not too many people, but just people where you get to decide who are your people. And this isn't through you having to pretend to be something you're not in order to secure them. This is you being who you are and finding out who is on board with that. Who gets it? Who is allowing you this month? Who's allowing you to be you? Who is just saying, I love you as you are. And if this is how you want to do it, I'm on board. And who isn't? And I feel like realizing that you're allowed to choose this, realizing that you're allowed to reject and say no to that which doesn't feel good, so that you have got more space to say yes to that which does, is so brilliant. And so we have got relationship under the spotlight. I mean, the Lovers, of course, does look at, love and romantic relationship, but it also is about relationship in general. It's about co-creativeness. It's about togetherness and realizing that you don't have to become what other people are in order to have togetherness, that you can be exactly as you are and experience togetherness. And I think there is a lot of love on the cards for you in July. There is a lot of love and experience, loving, allowing, loving, becoming through love instead of trauma and conflict, becoming through love, becoming through being loved. And I feel like I've been, in the spiritual community, and even some of the mindfulness community, there is this big idea of you cannot love others until you love yourself, right? But I'm a big fan of the evolving philosophy, which is coming through a lot of neurology and neuroscience and psychology science, which is actually suggesting that our ability to love is also very much connected with how we are loved. That our ability to love others is reflective of how we've been loved. And I feel like through July, you are going to realize what it feels like to be loved through your friendships, through your family, through your loving romantic connections, and that you are going to realize just who you can be, what you can create, and how you can experience life when you're being loved. But it all requires you to honor your own rhythms. Now, I'm actually not going to pull a card on relationship here. I don't know that it's relevant. I feel like if the spotlight is on relationship, this is enough. Yeah, this is enough. This whole conversation. So if you are inside of a relationship and you are already in a couple, then it may be coming up for transformation, how you feel loved inside your relationship, how you're allowed. And you may notice that you are being allowed, that you are being given space, and that you are allowed to move at your own rhythms. And partnership is really encouraging that this month. It could be that you're noticing where it isn't and you're wanting to communicate that now. You're wanting to communicate that. And I feel like it will be well received. So if you are having to talk to a current partner about where perhaps you don't feel allowed, I feel like the conversation is going to be well received. Perhaps your partner doesn't even know you feel this way because, Taurus isn't always the best at expressing this. Yeah, so maybe it starts to come out and then they realize actually, I get it now and I can love you in the way you need to be loved. So it may be that you're having conversation about the way you want to be loved, the way you want to be allowed, and you're realizing you can have that. And it just requires you to own it. It could be that as you're going through dating and new experiences in July, so if you aren't in partnership, it might be that you are beginning to have more options and more choices and more experiences. And there is encouragement for you to own your rhythm. You don't have to be what dating has said you should be, or your culture has told you should be, in order to be liked or seem attractive. You can be yourself. You can own your standards. You can own your rhythm. And by doing that, you're actually going to be really obvious who are the people that actually get it and like you for you, and who are the ones that aren't going to get it, and they're not your people and you don't want them. So, you are going to have experiences throughout July that really crack open relationship. There is a spotlight on it. And it is about the living of it, the living of your standards, the living of who you are, the living of saying, where am I safe? And am I allowed to go a bit slower so that I can really believe I'm safe? Because I'm not ready to share myself with just anybody. I'm not ready to give the intimacy of what is actually very personal to me unless I know that I'm safe to do it. And the other person should be showing you that. They should be saying, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And so this is a really big month for you, Taurus, in owning yourself and owning the way you want to move through the world and knowing it's okay. Knowing that you can have that. And I feel like there will be real life experiences confirming this, that say yes. And it might be you first see that through your friendships or your family, and that allows you to then believe in that. Actually, if my friends and family can let me be the way I am, or my friends or family, not everyone gets both, then I know I can have this in relationship. I know I can have this with my lovers, because I get this from my friends. And I feel like there is going to be some real evidence where people are saying, we love you the way you are. We do not require you to be anything other than you are, because we like you exactly as you are. This is not a problem for us. The way that you are, there's no problem here. I don't know why you think there is. I'm sorry anybody made you feel like there was, because there isn't. And I feel like you are just going to travel through July feeling very allowed, feeling very seen, feeling very, an increased and improved feeling of safety inside relationship, and feeling loved. This is so beautiful. So, a very loving July for you. If you'd like more of me, please join me on Patreon. I post a little something there every day. I'll pop a link in the description. I would love to have you with me. You can also book in with me for one-to-ones through my website, and I'll be back for August. So sending all the love for your loving July, Taurus, and I will talk to you again soon.